1 year ago today. It's crazy. It was 1 year ago today that Officer Tiffany Enriquez and Officer Kaulike Kalama gave their lives in service to their communities, to the people of Hawaii. They were parents, they were friends, they were heroes, and they still are my blue Ohana. Today we honor you, Tiff, and you, KK. We remember you and we honor you. You made a difference in the lives of your communities, in the lives of your families, and in the lives of those that you served with. Thank you. We love you and we will miss you. I'll never forget that call that I got. And many of you have probably heard the story. I picked up the phone and he said, Doug, active shooter, Tiff and KK are down and we're heading in. He said, pray for us, huh? And I immediately started crying. And I was working and I was trying to hold back the tears, and my wife was there and she saw my eyes and I was not doing a very good job of hiding it. And I felt helpless. I was confused. I was angry. I was so angry. It was like angry tears. I felt like I'd have been able to do something if I hadn't left Hawaii, which is nonsense, but that's how I felt. And I felt like I lost a brother and a sister. I'd never spent more than a few minutes with each of them at any given time. But I felt like I lost a brother and a sister. And that's because I did. Few people can understand what police officers in major cities go through. Soldiers do. You can't take a class on what police officers go through. You can't learn from the stories that you hear. You have to go through it to really understand what they're going through. So when you see a cop talking to another cop, there's context, there's trust. It's inherent. And I'm not sure there's many other things like that in life that like come with the job. That's why you'll notice that cops sometimes have a hard time letting civilians get close to them or letting them in. I don't think it's a trust issue, really. Like metropolitan cops in major cities just relate to each other. Yeah, the call signs are different. The 10 codes are all mixed up. The job titles vary. But the job description stays the same. You protect the innocent. You stop the evil. And you go home safe. It's funny. I learned a saying in the academy. And it was like the first week. I remember hearing somebody say the only people who like cops are under 5 and over 50. But your job is to protect and serve the people that love you. You also have to protect and serve the haters. Because the haters need you too. And our job exists because it's needed. This isn't like a luxury. It's needed. It's a necessity. And the funny thing is, the better you do your job, the less people understand your necessity. The more safe you make a community, the more people think they don't need you. It's like you put yourself out of a job. And it's something that cops get used to. Because they need you. Because if you don't do it, who will? The people who criticize you, they would never step into your shoes. So when you go out every day, you want to be someone's hero. And you can't be a hero unless you do hero things. So when you run into that gunfight like they did that day, everyone else ran away. And they ran towards the gunfire. And that's what they're trained to do. Tiff was saving someone when she died. And KK was saving Tiff when he died. That day, Tiff and KK died heroes. And I know for those of you watching, I did work with Tiff and KK. I saw them almost every day. We talked for a few minutes at a time and occasionally laughed. They were both always joking and laughing. I knew Tiff through my partner Moku. He's like my brother. And he was her classmate in the 172nd. They were 3 classes behind me. And so me and Moku, we were always together. We were inseparable. That's my partner. It's my road dog. And we were always together. And so Moku knew a lot of people, being a local boy. And we couldn't make it from the report writing room to the garage without him running into 5 people that wanted to talk story for 5 minutes. He's just that dude. And everybody knows Moku and everybody tries to talk to him. And so every time we saw Tiff, like, they would talk or they would make fun of each other and they were always laughing. They seemed like a fun class. Their class. Every time they ran into each other, they was always having fun. And that's definitely how it was with Tiff and KK. And she was always smiling when I saw her, always joking or laughing. That's what I'll remember. That's what I'll remember. I knew KK from academy days. He was my senior class. He was a 168, and he even threw me around sometimes, and I got a video that I'll play for you guys. I saw him a lot because I arrested a lot of people, and he worked at the receiving desk with Tiff. When I was working with Tiff, she was at receiving. She was at CRD. And I saw them both. But KK always read my reports. So I'd bring in the bodies and he would have to book them or look through my reports. They called it books. And when he was on books, his job was to read your reports and make sure you did everything you're supposed to. And I think what he was supposed to do was whenever I made a typo or screwed up on an AFI was to kick it back and tell me go fix it. But instead, he'd pull up a computer, he'd fix it for me, I'd review it, and then print it up and sign it. And I don't know why he did that. There was only a few guys that did that. And I know it seems like a small thing, but to an off-island haole, when a local boy takes care of you for no reason at all, unprovoked, just because it made the world a better place, you don't forget that. He was good to me. That's what I'll remember about KK. That's what I'll remember. So, Tiff and KK until we meet again. Aloha. Rest in peace. I've seen a lot of people say a lot of good things about them, and I know that makes the families happy. I have links on all my videos on YouTube to their charities. They have GoFundMe's for their family. Recently, KK's wife died and left Mono Boy by himself. So I know only got like 5,000 followers on YouTube, but if everybody gave $1 to that family and $1 to Tiff, it would be greatly appreciated. You can find links on my YouTube channel. You can also search GoFundMe for Kaulike Kalama and Tiffany Enriquez. If you want to support, that would be awesome. Because a lot of us just will move on, and then their families still have these voids, still have holes. So I just hope that we don't forget. HPD is still investigating and is expected to close the investigation in the next few weeks. I don't know if they'll make it public or not, but and I don't know if they'll find out anything that we don't already know. But I know that we have some information. There's video floating around, and pictures, and people tell stories. And I'm sure when the official stuff gets released, I'll make a video. But I just wanted to say thank you guys for tuning into this one. It was I lost it a little bit, but it means a lot. And to any cop, it hurts when you lose a brother and sister. So it's an honor for me to do this, and I appreciate you guys coming on. And anything you guys can do to help those charities would be greatly appreciated. And if you guys ever got questions, feel free to ask, and I'll do what I can. Sorry, I didn't get to any of these comments. I wanted to get those things out of the way. Yeah, the Diamond Head incident. That's what that was. How's it, Kimo? Thanks for coming through, bro. Ryan, I know, bro. And my heart goes out to you, dude. I know you had a great class, and it must have hurt. I know you're on the mainland now, but you was there that day, yeah, Ryan? Indomitable, thank you. I appreciate you too, bro. Okay, hi, 808. Thanks for coming through. I bet you, dude. Ryan, you remember the last time you saw Tiff and KK? Ryan, if you like, I could send you an invite if you want to come on and say something. So for those of you watching on YouTube, I'm also streaming live on Instagram. Ryan says she was watching her IG story the night before. Ryan, I sent you a request if you'd like to talk. What's up, bro?
What's up, my brother?
What's up, man?
So everyone, for sure, you know. Not a day goes by, right? Not a day goes by we don't think about those two, because they paid, bro. They paid. Sacrifice we can only hope to, you know, like, as cops. Should have been us, yeah? Like, we always gonna think, yeah, should have been us instead. So that's my academy class. Like, fuck, I sat next to her the whole way. We're at each other's throats, but in love, all the way, all the way. And something special about that class, bro. I don't know what it is. I mean, we just all jived, and was really touching when, hey, what's up, Benz? Yes, you. was really touching when it was all said and done, and the class just came together like amazingly in support of the family. You know, enough respect to like Aki and Mokudem and Hangin. They all like kicked it into gear and just made shit happen for Tiff and KK's family. So whew, every day it's I get them on my locker over here at Boulder City PD. So when I come into work every morning, they're there to remind me why I'm there, you know. And yeah, bro. Thanks for the invite.
It's got to be heavy, dude, to have went through academy with them. Obviously, I was KK's underclassman, but he wasn't in my class. You know what I mean? But to have somebody in your class and go through the things that you went through, I mean, you get so close. You know what I mean?
Yep.
When you're getting tased and pepper sprayed and you learning together and getting screamed at, hating life, trying to help each other out, and you get so close. I can only imagine, bro.
It's that bond. Like, nobody outside, I think, of that profession understands that bond you have with the people that you start your career with. Yeah. It's all my brothers and sisters, and it's not just my class. Like, Blue family is real.
Yeah.
You know, and I moved over to a department over here, and it's the same, you know, like you were saying earlier in your live, bro, it's the same job no matter where you go. And I'm fortunate that I came to an agency where it's a small city, and they're super patriotic and super supportive of the police out here. So I got blessed. I got blessed with going to an agency where every day I'm driving around and they're waving at you with all 5 fingers. You know, so it's heavy. They don't understand too. Like I try and tell them, like, you know, what had happened, and none of them have experienced that over here, you know. Like, and it's nothing I would wish anybody to experience. And I hope to never hear a final roll call for the rest of my life, you know.
Did you go to both?
I was at TIFF's one. I didn't make KK's one. So I was here in Detroit, so I could not fly twice. I just didn't have the money. So I figured, because TIFF was the first one, that they was gonna have like plenty of support, and you know, had agencies from all over the country. And so I said, you know what, I'm just gonna wait. I'm gonna go to KK's. You know what I mean? Because I didn't want the media, you know how they get fatigued, like you can only cover it so much, and when it first happens, it's so tragic, and you get everybody talking, and it's so shocking. And then she was a beautiful, you know, mother and fitness competitor and all this good stuff. So like, I just assumed she would get more coverage and support. And then KK was like a month later or whatever. It was in March because, you know, the family. So I flew out for KK's, and, you know, I'd been to 3 or 4, from Academy days. We went to 2, I think, in Academy. And, it never gets easier, bro. It's just like you picture I was trying to figure out how come I was so angry. I felt like I was angry first, and I felt like I had abandoned them. And it's just a crazy thing your brain does, I think, to try to like make sense of it, because it doesn't make any sense. I couldn't do anything, but you feel like you could have, if you'd have been there, it would have been different. Like, you know what I mean? It's stupid to think like that, but you could not help it. And I felt like I felt like I did something wrong. It's the weirdest thing. It feels like you abandoned them, and bro, it tore my heart out. So I watched TIFFs on the computer. It was the first time my kids ever saw me cry. And I was watching the screen, and I could see them watching me. Like, they were more watching me. They'd never seen that before. And they wanted to know, like, all these questions, like how well I knew them. And I didn't know them that well. I just saw them every day, but for like 5 minutes a day.
You know what I mean? Like I never hung out with them outside of work, but it felt like a brother and a sister. And so
For sure.
like there's just something powerful there because they understand you and you understand them, and you guys went through the same stuff, and you would go to the same calls, and no matter what happened, if the call came in, you going, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so it's something special. I really think soldiers are probably the only people who understand, who like who deployed and understand how that works, because it's hard to make sense of it. And so when I talk to civilians, it's like just hard to relay to them, because you can't even make sense of it. You don't even know.
You know, we're always gonna be like, "Oh shit! If this never happened, maybe that wouldn't have happened." But
yeah,
you know, I'm a man of faith too, and everything happens for a reason and timing, and nothing was gonna stop that from happening. And no matter which way we try and dice it up, it's like that was their calling, right?
Yeah.
They answered their call. So, I mean, all we can really do is just immortalize them and keep them going. And, you know, for me, still in law enforcement, just do the best I can to serve and protect the people that I chose to serve out here in Nevada. So, you know, it's just something special about being a cop.
Yeah.
You know, it's not everybody can do it. You know, you still help the people that try to fight you and spit on you, and comes with the territory. You know, it's not for the faint of heart, and it's definitely not for thin-skinned people. So,
and then you may not have had as thick a skin when you started either. And then, like,
I was kind of an asshole even before I became a cop.
Because I notice, even if you think you know what it's going to be, you got no idea.
Nope.
So it's only so many people will go that route. And then even of those people, only so many will complete it. And so, man, it's just a crazy thing. And cops aren't better than anybody else. It's just that connection we have is very specific.
Yeah,
you know?
It really is. It's unique. It's a unique bond, and it's not for everybody. You know, few are called in, few are chosen. So, and we human. I think that's what people tend to forget, is that we human too. We will make mistakes, and you cannot show me on job where no more bad apples.
Yeah,
you cannot show me, because people are just gonna be people. And over the years, I've learned that people are gonna be people. So I'm not surprised by anything anybody does anymore. So, and this career has definitely taught me that, you know, to look at things that way too. It's like, people are gonna be people no matter what, and you just try and help them as best as you can. And even if they're spitting in your face, that's what we do.
I know that for me, you were always somebody who was down, and obviously like classmates with Moku and Ray, and so they're like my brothers.
Right.
So I seen you a lot because you was always talking with them and joking with them. But we know, like, cops know how it goes. You know who you can trust. Because there's plenty of guys out there you cannot trust.
Yeah.
But when you know that somebody's down, they will run in there for you. You know what I mean? When you're going behind that, you got to clear that room, or you got to go in that open door alarm or whatever. You know the people that are down. And I always felt like you were down. The vibe I always got was that you were down. And so I appreciate you, dude. And my heart goes out to you and all your classmates. I wanted to do this one because we should honor Tiff and KK forever. And I'll always do it on this day to say thank you to them and to try to bring awareness to the families. It's sad what happened to Mono Boy's all by himself. And, you know, his Ohana's going to step up and they're going to do what they got to do. But it's tough. And so thank you for coming on, bro. It's good. I mean, it sucks that we're doing it under these circumstances, but like, I'm glad you came on. You accepted the invite, and our heart goes out to you guys.
Right on, my brother. Thank you so much. And you know what, dude? I've always looked at you as a solid human being, not just some police officer, but just a solid human being. And I appreciate you, Doug. I wish I got to work with you more.
Yeah, me too, bro.
Right on, brother.
Appreciate you, G.
Okay, cuz. Aloha.
Aloha, bro. All right. The purpose of this live on Instagram and on YouTube was just to bring awareness to what happened and to honor them, to say thank you. So I've seen all the people that came on, and I just want to say thank you guys. I'm glad that Ryan came on and was able to share something about his classmate, our brother and sister. And we still family. That will never change. When you run into a building to help somebody out, or you fighting for your life and somebody's there to help you, you don't forget that, and you always stay connected. And so I want to say thank you to all law enforcement that are out there doing their job, making communities safe, serving the people that love them or hate them, and doing it with honor. You guys are heroes. I hope that nobody else dies in the line of duty, but it happens, and we know it happens, and we accept that. And so although I'm not a police officer no more, you guys are still my brothers and sisters, and so I honor you today. So rest in peace, KK. Rest in peace, Tiffany Enriquez. We love you guys, and we will never forget you. So thank you guys for coming on. I'm going to cut the lives, and I'll post these videos so you can watch them. If you got somebody that wants to watch these videos, you can rewatch them. So thank you guys. And until the next time, aloha.